Sometimes I think about the fact that my life would be so much easier if I didn't make these videos and just went busking or played a show. Imagine how much time I would save going from my car to this spot without putting all these camera angles and trying to be creative with the filming. But I wouldn't change what I do for the world. There is so much value to documenting your journey. Whether you're a musician, you're on some kind of creative path, whether you're going on an adventure, there's so much value. And although this is going to be a video of me busking here in Hempstead, hopefully, because it's sort of raining, I also want to talk about why I think every single one of us should be thinking about documenting our journey in some way, shape or form. And why it doesn't really matter whether people have clicked off this video already, whether people are paying attention or not. By showing up, you never know what might happen. When I first started making videos, it was really hard to sort of get over that hurdle of no one paying attention and you're constantly questioning why you're doing it. And these days it's much easier to justify why, because I've had so many cool things happen as a result of these videos. It doesn't mean though that sometimes I still get that niggle, that little voice that goes, is this really making any difference? Are you really having an impact on anyone's life? The algorithmic game we have to play on the internet, much like artistic integrity when it comes to making creative things like writing songs, sometimes you wonder if you're compromising, whether you're doing the right thing, whether you should compromise more and maybe that would make a more successful YouTube channel or get the message out to more people, who knows? But I've got some opinions on it and I want to share them because I think it's important. Also, welcome to Hempstead in Hertfordshire. Yesterday I played 2 shows in a theatre here, and despite the weather not being all that, I couldn't resist the urge to have a little bus. Apparently Hempstead was voted the ugliest town in Britain in 2013, so let's see if we can find some beauty within that. Well, if it wasn't raining, or going to rain even worse than it is now, I'd probably sit up across the street. This is a little bit too sheltered, I think. I think it will do. Take P. Take P. I'm not sure what take P means, but hopefully no one's gonna take that sign literally. I mean, that's dying to have an I written right there, right? Take P, toilet, variety of spaces available. Whoever's graffitied that has missed a trick. One of the first things that comes to mind when I think about what documenting my life as a musician does for me is it gets me doing things that I don't know if I would do or be as keen on doing if I didn't know that I had to make a video. Like, I'm not sure that on a day where a thunderstorm is forecast, where it's wet and I'm in a place I've never really been to before, whether I'd be setting up to busk. Just having the camera with me means I experience more in life. It means I push myself further than I would otherwise. Now, don't get me wrong, it was definitely quite difficult in the beginning when no one was paying attention to these videos, but I always remind myself of my attitude towards making these back then. I always thought about having the experience first and then the video. It can be easy to think of the internet as permanent, as something like YouTube existing forever, but it's just as fragile as the rest of us. If YouTube suddenly disappeared, what would count the most would be the experiences I had because of these videos. The videos themselves would matter less. That's a good thing to keep in mind when you're documenting your journey. What's the predictions on this busk? If you ask me, wet weather plus this spot not being so obvious, I would say means less donations, but hopefully just as much appreciation as ever. Like I said, it's all about the experience, man.
I never knew my old man's truck even run like that. I should known better than to take that cup so fast.
In fact, it was the very act of making videos that pushed me to go busking in the first place. Back when this YouTube channel was a mere 3 months old, I'd been uploading weekly videos for 3 months. As a challenge, I decided I would go busking in Brighton. And look what it turned into, dude. I owe so much to busking, but the root cause of me going busking was genuinely to make a video about it. I fell in love with it on video, which is really funny, but really cool. You never know what you might end up doing when you have a goal in mind.
Some folks ask me why I still play this guitar. Say living that life on the road don't get you very far. Tell me should have been on it to below, see who is in the front row.
And for me, the weekly video is so important. YouTube gurus will say that weekly videos are no good, that you're much better off optimizing videos and thinking about titles and scripts and thumbnails and, you know, playing the algorithm. But for me, that weekly video is so crucial. It forces me to be creative every week, to come up with something, to go on an adventure, to bust, to pull some advice out that I've learned and convey it to you in a creative, cool way. And yeah, it means that my views probably aren't as good as they could be if I was to optimize, and yeah, I probably don't have as many subscribers as I could if I didn't. But what I do really love about this YouTube channel is it's genuine. I'm not putting anything on in order to make it happen, you know?
All my drinking buddies still out on the town, wondering why I ever settled down. There's this girl, beer in her hand, shooting a star to life to get the crane. She's pulling me in now, straighting me out. Now I know what love it's all about. I'm still out of my mind. She's out of this one, yeah, that was this girl.
Every feeling, emotion, reaction, every piece of advice I'm conveying to you is something I've genuinely learned. I'm not just asking ChatGPT to give me advice and then putting it onto you, which is kind of slowly what YouTube's becoming in a lot of areas. So for me, it's so crucial to stay authentic to me and to this. It's going well here in Hemel Hempstead for a rainy Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the atmosphere, even under this little weird corner with some half-eaten bread. I'm not sure if that's a human's lunch or a bird's lunch. Either way, I feel kind of sorry for whoever it is. But I love being the surprise in somebody's day. Like just rocking up to a random high street, playing my heart out and just seeing the reactions it gets, because it's so awesome. It's one of the most awesome feelings, dude.
American spirit hanging out of his mouth, or just like our daddy. He kickstarted that motor one night and broke my mama's heart and pointed the headlight west out where the wild things are. I call them up every couple of weeks.
Well, it started raining. It wasn't really raining when I set up. It was kind of spitting, and the street was filled with people and children playing on the play area. It was a good vibe. Now it's actually started to rain properly. So maybe we are getting this thunderstorm after all. It's forecast for 3 o'clock and it's currently 1:30, so we'll see, shall we? It's house on fire with crazy dreams. I know those nights ain't not like gasoline. The thing is, right, is I've always been a big consumer of YouTube. I don't watch TV, I don't really watch any series. I don't have Netflix, so I watch a lot of YouTube. And I got into YouTube probably like 2012-ish. As soon as I realized what YouTube was, I knew that I wanted in on it. I knew that I wanted to have a YouTube channel. Like the idea of making videos, it's just cool, right? And I was the kid with the video camera, and we'd make skateboard videos and mock music videos when I was younger. So it's just an extension of what I was always doing. Sitting on a blonde in a backyard pool, out where the wildfires are. No, it's house on fire with crazy dreams. No, those nights ignite like gasoline and light up those streets that never sleep when the sky goes dark. Out where the wild things are. One of the positives of being someone that makes YouTube videos is it means you waste less time consuming. I used to find myself watching YouTube all the time when I worked a day job. Like any moment I had free that I was sat on my desk, I just watched YouTube. And although it was entertaining, it would always fill me with this like lust for wanting to do more with my life. And I guess it kind of resulted in that in all this. But there was a sense of feeling like I was wasting time, like I wasn't doing enough with my own time. By making videos, I have to fill the time that I would probably spend watching YouTube. By making it, it feels productive. It makes you feel good. They said he hit that car at 3:30. Light up those streets that never sleep when the sky goes dark. We buried him out in the wind beneath the west coast star. Out where the wild things are. I think one of the big secrets to social media, it's really hard not to have it in your life, especially if you're trying to pursue some kind of creative career, because it's so useful. But the real source is to spend more time creating it than you do consuming it. And I do genuinely think that the more time you spend creating it, the less time you feel the need to consume it. And that's a good thing, so net positive. Right, let's carry on playing in the wet weather. Bring some sunshine to this place in the metaphor of music. Weather runs out like a welcome to a better place than the one we're at. And I ain't got no kind of play, but I've had all this town I can stay. We got friends out on the coast. So a lot of you will know that the original kind of moment where I decided I would just go all in on uploading YouTube videos was just after I'd quit my day job and decided I was going to make a real go at making a living as a musician. You know, like no plan B, no other routes out of this, just go all in. And I found a copy of Show Your Work by Austin Kleon, which I'd had for years. I'd read it twice already, but this particular time it just hit me big time. I made a video all about it. You might have heard this quote before, but it says in that book, you don't find your audience finds you, but you need a way of being found. It hit me so hard. I was like, oh my goodness, how is anyone gonna know that I do all this and I have this voice and I wanna sing it, I wanna project it, you know, even if you take that as a metaphor, like if you've got something to say, you've got something you need to share, something you feel you need to shine, a light, you know, a truth, then how is it ever gonna be found if you're not sharing? And that was a big inspiration to start documenting the journey and really lean into this YouTube thing. And the hard roads are the ones that you did. One day we'll live back in
and smile, and know it was worth every mile. Yeah. It don't matter to me wherever we are, where I wanna be.
Around about the same time, I also read Gary Vee's book. I know he's a controversial character because he's sort of this hustle culture, the toxic hustle culture. But he has a book called Crushing It, and it's all about people that decided to show their work, to share their work online, and how it kind of resulted in some crazy, you know, life-changing, career-changing moments. And as you know, take what you think of Gary Vee and his ethos, but I listened to that book, and the funny thing is the prophecy, the kind of idea that he's trying to get at is true.
No, it don't matter to me wherever we are, where I wanna be. Only for once in our lives to catch it, some roll the dice. Oh, I can be your lucky penny, you can be my four-leaf clover, starting over.
Social media really is kind of like the new resume, and if you want to show people what you can do, you've got to upload to it, regardless of how many views you're getting. If anything, I would say the views on social media, the follow accounts, the subscriber accounts really don't count for anything. All of the big achievements in terms of like career I've made anyway have been nothing to do with views, really. I've been booked for gigs, for weddings, for events because people have watched these videos. Being part of this theatre tour, sure, I was out busking when the guys that run, the average scientists, the people that run the theatre show saw me. I was busking, but I shared with them my YouTube channel, and they went back and watched a load of videos, and it was like that really sold them on having me as part of the show, because they got to see who I am, what I'm about. Even the very first time I ever got anything from these videos was back when these videos would get like 50 views. My friend Joa, who runs Brighton Beach Busking, the YouTube channel, he wanted to do some interviews, and he found my videos after meeting me, and he was like, oh, you're really good on camera, so can you interview some of the buskers here in Brighton? And I did that work with him, and it was those interviews where I spoke to the local Brighton buskers, and they share with me the sort of tips and tricks on how to make a living doing this. And that was how I figured that out.
Where I belong no more. What we share, oh, not I will ignore. I will ignore.
So it's all resulted in these kind of life-changing moments, not just in my career either, like just in my life in general. You know, this has become such a huge part of my identity, and I'd never have found it had I not been making videos. And don't get me wrong, I feel like it was always part of my path to make videos. So if you feel like that too, maybe you've tried a few times, maybe, you know, they never reach more than 10 views, maybe you just can't get into a rhythm, maybe you're not even really sure what you're meant to make a video about, or maybe you don't even feel like you have the equipment. All I can tell you is put all that aside and just start making them. Upload regularly as well, doesn't matter what the algorithm experts say. Ignore the algorithm. It's not about chasing views and chasing subscribers.
It's telling you to go back, you came from. I'm telling them that I don't wanna hear, oh I don't wanna hear, oh I don't wanna hear it. You know it's more than I expect, 'cause I don't care where I belong no more.
I'll be honest, when I first started YouTube, in my mind, YouTube would become my job. Like, YouTube would pay all my bills. I would become a content creator. In July, it will be 4 years of uploading weekly videos. If I tried to live off the amount I make from YouTube, let's just say I make an average day's busk every month from YouTube AdSense. To the Patreon folk, you contribute more. Like, your support is way more. And anyone that ever leaves a super thanks as well, that changes the game. But the thing is I've realized over time that actually it's a real privilege to not have to make a living via YouTube, because then you do have to play the algorithm. Then you you do have to chase the views and the subscribers. Whereas as a direct result of uploading videos, I have a music career now. And with the theatre shows and the gigs and everything else, it's formed itself into a reasonable living. And something I'm trying to get across here, and something I'm trying to remind myself always, is that the views don't really matter. If the comments are like they are on most videos, and the messages I get from you folk continue, then there is no reason to stop.
Hello there, the angel from my nightmare, the shadow in the background of the moor.
Another thing I read back at the beginning of the journey was Kevin Kelly's 1,000 True Fans. And that obviously details a really cool way of making a living with your creativity, with your art. Spelling out this idea that you don't need millions of followers, you just need 1,000 true fans. But what I didn't really internalize from that essay until recently was the concept of the true fan, the people that really resonate with what you're doing, or the people that you may even help through what you're doing. The feeling that that gives you when you realize that you've helped even one person, oh my god, it beats any milestone, any metric milestone 1,000 times more.
I miss you, yep. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep, I cannot dream tonight. I need somebody and always.
In a lot of spiritual practices, they say that your highest purpose you can achieve is to be of service. And it's something I always try and internalize with these videos. I don't want this to be a vanity project of me putting a camera on my face and being like, look at me. I want this to be me trying to be of service. And it's awesome, dude. So yeah, a reminder to myself and you. Scrap the views, it doesn't matter. Make the videos. Document your journey.
You're already the voice inside my head. I'll miss you and no way she time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. I'll miss you, yeah.
Sorry to bother you. I know you're grafting hard and that. I'm homeless trying to get a bit of food. Okay. Don't suppose you could donate me £2, could you? I'm really desperate for some food. I'm sorry to ask, like, just £2.65 I need. If you don't mind, of course. So what do you do, like, on the internet? Like, what do you do?
I make YouTube videos.
I swear I've recognised you before. Yeah, I have, yeah.
You're already the voice inside my head. I'll miss you and the way she time. You're already the voice inside my head. I'll miss you, yeah, yeah. Ooh.
Well, there was no thunderstorm. Not yet anyway. It's still definitely drizzling. That spot actually kind of worked out in the end. I'm glad I didn't chance it and set up somewhere that wasn't under shelter, even though it probably compromised the busk slightly. The rain always does. A homeless dude came up at the end and asked for some coins. And of course I gave them to him. Who am I to judge? It's hard to know what a homeless person then does with your coins. Whether they're gonna buy food, whether they're gonna buy something else. It takes desperation to ask someone for money. So, regardless of their motives, I'm not gonna deny them their coins. Oh my goodness, I'm super cooked. The only trouble with doing busks after a double day of theatre shows is I'm too cooked to do a crazy amount. So we cut it short a little bit there. It was 2 hours 45 minutes of playing. It wasn't the full shebang, so when I tell you the total, you've got to keep that in mind. Oh, let's get to the car, dude. Well, I can tell you that it really started raining on that walk back. Oh, This car park was £1.70 for the whole day, but it was like a good 10 to 12 minute walk from where I was busking in the shopping area. And although it might have been worth it to pay slightly less, I just got soaked. That's the first time I've had to put the equipment away in the pouring rain. And now I have a 2.5 hour drive back to Brighton. So bear in mind that I only played for 2 hours 45 minutes. I'd usually play for 4. The total for the busk was £48 and 4p. Not too shabby. I imagine if I played for a full 4 hours, we would have had a really tidy sum, even with the rain. Again, as said, I wouldn't recommend that spot unless it is raining. I would go out into the street. And I imagine on a busy Saturday, it gets pretty crazy. Anyhow, I am going to send you to future me when I've arrived in Brighton and I'm hopefully dry. Over to future me! Well, hello to the 20% of you that are still here. You made it, and for that, I thank you so much. Thank you once again for being here, for watching these videos. As said in this one, I really appreciate you folk, the 20%, that are here every week, that leave all the lovely messages and actually pay attention to what I'm trying to say. Hopefully, well, I know from your messages that you do get use out of it, so that's awesome, man. That's why I'm here. As per usual, give the video a like if you did like it. Do something with those algorithmic numbers. Subscribe if you're new around here, and if you want to leave me an online donation, bump that YouTube paycheck up a little. There's a super thanks button. Or alternatively, join the Patreon. Some exclusive stuff coming to Patreon very soon. And shout out to the ones that have signed up recently. So cool. So friggin' cool, dude. I do have an album out called Keep Showing Up. 10 tracks. You can only get it from my website. It's a direct-to-fan model. We're skipping out Spotify and all of the tech companies that want a slice of the pie. Now you can get that at my website. You can get a CD or a digital download. There's also some stickers and a notebook as merch on there if you're interested. I am August Radio Project. I'll make videos that come out every single Monday. Every single Monday. Nearly 4 years of every single Monday. Wow, crazy. Until next week, peace, love, and happiness.